When I think of Mark Dale, I think of integrity and also professionalism. There were not any other words that I can think of that would describe Mark.
He would always find a way to bring you up and to, to sort of encourage you. He just had a big heart.
He didn't fit the mold of what many builders are often thought to be. He had a unique caliber about him, a class. He was so well spoken.
He just owned the room. He was bright. He was intelligent. He was the person that everybody else wanted to be.
You treat everybody with respect at all times, and you never talk down to him. And I think Mark did that better than anybody I've ever met.
And while I totally looked up to him, one of the things I really admire about Mark is that I never, ever was made to feel like I was going to him for permission or that he knew better than me, even though in reality, more often than not, he did.
When I started at the Oklahoman in '99, my predecessor said, get to know Mark Dale because he's helpful and he's able to help and he's happy to help. And that turned out to be the case the years that I worked with him.
He had a standard and he did not waver from that standard in how he put houses together. And he did it with a lot of class and a lot of flair.
And he brought that to my attention that we're not building just a house, we're building somebody's dreams. And that has always stuck with me.
Mark never sought involvement, Mark never sought spotlight, but in so many instances, inevitably, whenever there was a situation that needed some really solid analysis, Mark's name always came up.
He was a two-time president for the Central Oklahoma Home Builders. He was the president of the State Association. He was a life director with the National Association of Home Builders. He was legislative chairman for years. But Mark put all of that behind himself and instead continued to push the association and to push the housing industry.
I mean, he answered a call to serve in a dark time. He helped hold back the darkness, not to overstate it too awful much, but he did. You know, he was a public face for this business at a time when it could have been a real huge downer, and he kept it from being a real huge downer.
I really miss Mark's sense of humor and his wit. He is a unique individual in the way that he's caring and truly a wonderful man, and it was my privilege to know him.
There's not a week that goes by where I'm reminded of him, his influence over this industry, his influence over me.
Thanks for what you did for the home building industry in Oklahoma City, what you did for our association, for the State Association. You're sorely missed.